So you click on this video because you grew up poor. I'm gonna tell you how to get out of your bad situation, whether it's with you, whether it's with your family, and improve your life slowly, whether financially, mentally, even physically. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my story. My parents divorced when I was 10. The 10 years before that, I was spoiled the fuck. I got everything I've ever wanted, okay? Once they divorced, and after the court ended, lawyers ended up taking like almost all the money. We sold the house, right? I lived in a nice, massive house. I had all the toys you can imagine. After we sold that house, my dad moved into a rented house. My mom moved into an apartment. What's cool about my story is that I've lived a life of becoming poor, and I've lived a life of getting money over time, okay? And these are things that I've noticed, right? My mother moved into an apartment and filled with cockroaches. It was awful. And I thought life sucked, you know? My dad lives in this rented house. My mom lives in this apartment. Like, I'm not too happy. I used to have more. Then funny, my mom moved into a townhouse. So I'm like, you know, a little bit better, bigger place. I get my own room for my own stuff, slowly getting more money. Things are getting better. Then my dad moved into an apartment with his mother. Very tight apartment. Me and my brothers had to move in. My dad moved in. My grandma was there. And it was awful. I could talk stories on stories, but it's gonna be a long fucking video. I used to have to sleep in a fucking walk-in closet. That's how fucking broke I was, okay? On my dad's side, my mom, when my dad moved to the apartment, moved into a house. She just bought a brand new house. And I was like, my mom's side, and I go back and forth between houses, right? And I was like, my mom's side of life, I've seen the improvement. My dad's side of life, I've seen the downfall. So I live two different lives, right? Fuck, okay. And I pick up little things as this is happening, right? But now to make things worse, COVID happens. My grandma gets scared, we have to move out. We move in with our mother. My dad, he moves away, and we have a schedule, week for my dad's every summer, week at my mom's, week at my dad's, whatever. We stayed for a month at my mom's, and personal reasons happened. We had to move out. My brother had to move 2 hours away. My other brother had to move with his girlfriend. Well, a girl actually about 2 months at a place he works at. I had to move with one of my dad's friends because I had nowhere to move. I lived there for a month at my dad's friend's house. There's a lot of issues that happened there. I don't want to get into. It's their personal story. And because of COVID, my dad couldn't move into his place. He bought a boat in New York, and we couldn't cross the border. It was literally the biggest scam in history. Anyways, we were finally deemed essential to cross to the New York, right? We go to New York, and I lived there for like 3 weeks. I live on the boat. We sailed up the locks through Lake Ontario, then back to Toronto. I live on this boat now for many months, and you know, going to school from it, waking up every morning. There in the winter, fucking in its covers, whatever. That's my life. That's how I live there. Sometimes seen my mother, grew up having money, then I lived two lives of losing everything and actually getting everything. So when I tell you getting out of a poor situation, now look at me. I'm fucking running businesses. I have the largest event company in Toronto. I'm running a whole subscription service. Life has been better, and I'm always thankful. After I seen how I lost everything, I learned to be thankful for every fucking situation I'm in. A lot of people have not lived through something similar I did, okay? Some people even have worse stories. Mine is not even considerably bad, okay? There's more like fucked up details, to be honest, but I'm not gonna get into that. Realizing the way to get out of that situation is kind of all with you. You can't control the outcome. You can't control what's going on, but you can control the input. The output happens, right? So my input's like, okay, I'm gonna start a business. I'm gonna start working on it. I'm gonna spend a lot of money. I'm gonna work a job to pay for my business. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Then everything starts to flow. Everything starts to happen. And I mean, now I still live with my grandma, right? I don't have my own place yet. But I am well off to where money is not an issue anymore, right? I don't have, if I moved into my own place I had to rent, I'm fucked. I can't afford to buy a property, yet I can afford to fucking drive nicer cars, spend money fixing this shit up. I could afford that stuff, right? And that's because I worked to that point. I worked to get to that point, to be able to do that. You need to have a strong mentality. You need to ignore all the bullshit and push through. You need to deal with that bullshit. Things that help, like going to the gym, that helps you really push through being disciplined, pushing through a lot of bullshit that happens in your life. Family, friends, girlfriend, whatever. You need that strong mentality. You need to fucking push through. Bullshit happens, problems occur. I'm gonna tell you this, I learned to enjoy the problems. I learned to enjoy the issues that occur because it makes you stronger as well as you find the solutions to fix it, right? Every time a problem occurs, I'm like, fuck, let's fucking destroy this thing. Let's fucking fix it, you know? I'm actually excited. I'm stressed 24/7. My watch says I'm 100% stressed every single fucking day. My friends put it on there at like 20. Like, it's not the same. It's nowhere near the fucking same, right? But that's what it is. You gotta live your life. You gotta do it. You gotta not know what? You're gonna just fail. You're gonna work a job. You're gonna slave away. The government's gonna take 50% of your paycheck that they never even worked. That's what it is, right? So you have your choices. You can take the route of living a life that's not so bad at the start that gets worse later, or living a life where the struggles happen. There's points I get so fucking broke or that I'm in debt. Then there's other points where I'm like, holy fuck, where's all this money coming from, right? That's just the life. That's what happens. Key points I take from this video, everyone has a story. Everyone has a bad situation. You gotta have that right mentality to know, like, I'm gonna get through this shit. Second key point I would take, it's not about the circumstances happening. It's about the input that gives you the output. The input won't give you the output fucking tomorrow, but it will give you the output in 6 months down the line, right? If you go to the gym for one day and you curl biceps, you're not gonna see bigger biceps. But if you go for 6 months doing fucking biceps, let's say, you're gonna notice bigger fucking biceps. That's how businesses work. That's how everything works. Third key point I would take, don't make up an excuse in your situation, okay? Everyone has fucked up situations and they still figure it out. This is something I always use. You can get made fun of for being fat at school, and you have two choices. You can go home and cry, or you can hit the gym and lose weight. That's it. So that's life. You got your two choices. Are you gonna sit down and do nothing, or are you gonna put in an input and get a better output? Your call.